evening, Keepers of the Cash. Gary B, the casual comic guy here, and joining me this Tuesday, we have my regular, Steve the Voice White. How you doing, Steve?
Good evening, everybody.
And of course, we have an extra special co-host this evening. When I get this thing right, which I'll never do it. I'll never get it right. But Pocan,
there we go.
Pocan Joe over. No, he's down there. He's down there. There we go.
In the corner.
What's going on,
Joe,
folks?
thank you for joining us this evening, sir.
My pleasure, sir. Thank you for having me.
And of course, it's been too long since he's been on the channel. We had to bring him back. We have Flash by Night himself, Mr. TJ. How you doing tonight, sir?
I am doing pretty well, although I will admit, when I was trying to point at Pocan Joe, I saw this finger going this way, and instead of changing fingers, I'm like, no, if I point this way, if I do it some more, it'll go that way.
It'll eventually go that way.
It'll eventually go the right way instead of switching fingers.
There you go.
But yeah, I'm doing quite well.
Good. Well, let's start out like we normally do. Tell the audience that is going to be watching us on the rewind who doesn't know who you are, what your channel is about, and what they can find over there.
All right, so I am TJ, aka Flash by Night, and my channel it's turned into a Transformers channel almost. I do some new comic books, that book day stuff, and some mail call videos, but it's also turned into a Transformers channel.
Excellent.
Now, Flash by Night, you're a neighborhood flasher at night.
No, I am.
No, oh, okay. I'm just kind of
not in this lifetime. I don't know. I don't know if before now. I don't know if I had a wild streak. I don't know if I lived in California in my past life. I don't know.
But I could just see like your neighbors. It's just TJ. Just let him get it out of his system, and then he'll go away.
Through the quad. We're streaking through the quad.
Although I'm pretty sure being in the Marine Corps, I've known at least one flasher. At least one if he was good and drunk.
It was probably a prerequisite, right?
I don't know about prerequisite, but if you've been in the Marine Corps and you haven't done at least one thing incredibly stupid over your tenure, you really haven't lived.
Peace.
Nice. All right, let's go say hi to the chat, and then we're going to come back to you for your first book, sir. So first in, as always, we got James Las Cruces. Good evening, sir. We have Mr. Shop for Comics. Good evening, buddy. How you doing? We got Steve saying hello to everybody. One of my all-time favorite people, Jerry the Jitterbug. How you doing tonight, buddy? We have another one of my favorite people, Joe from Anachronic Comics. Good evening, Joe. Paul from Psychedelic Comics.
Paul.
Milt. A guy I was super lucky to meet in real life, Milt Miller. Really solid dude. How you doing tonight, Milt? Great to see you, buddy. Another semi-regular on my channel, Mr. Chuck Hensey. Great to see you, Chuck. Brad from Wellbore, Canada.
My White Walker brother.
Brad Wellbore from Canada. Meeting tonight.
Finally, deep
Words are hard.
I am. I'm like caveman grunking it through here. We have Eddie from the Bat Cave. How you doing tonight, sir?
Eddie, how's it going, buddy?
All right, and we'll keep giving a tip of the hat to the people as they come in. But we're going to take it as they're getting their notifications. We're going to take it back to you, TJ. And we're going to start with your first book, sir.
Okay, my first book is actually a book I want to rant about. Well, I'm not going to rant about this book. I'm going to rant about a situation that I think Marvel is giving me that goes away from this book. So my first book is this Torrin Clark variant of Miles Morales Spider-Man issue #1.
Right.
My beef, I think my potential beef with Marvel is that they organically brought Miles and Starling together. Starling is like the Vulture's granddaughter somehow. And I know he's got this thing with Gwen from the Bendis years, and I know he and Gwen have chemistry in the Spider-Verse movies, and I love that. And I know Ms. Marvel is out there, and they're dying to do something with her. But I have this feeling, one way or another, Marvel is going to leave Starling behind, and it's going to irritate me really bad. So this is one of my favorite covers for this book.
It's a beautiful cover.
Beautiful
It
cover.
is. And Cody Ziegler hasn't really wrote her in at all, has he?
Yes, he has. She's been in there. I've been in and out of Ziegler's run because he's had to be in and out of tie-ins and team ups and everything. I want to say he's on issue number 20, and he may have 6 solid issues that aren't part of something else. But she was at least in there in the beginning.
Is that a character? What got you? What solidified you as a fan of this character?
Miles of Starling. I like Starling as his love interest just because it's organic. They brought those two together in like issue 5 of Solid and Ahmed's run. Well, they introduced her in issue 5, and they kind of brought them together over time.
Yeah.
And the Solid and Ahmed's run was like almost 4 years long. So we've had these two working towards something for like 3 years.
Yes.
I would not like them to tear that apart just because it's looked good on the big screen or
you don't want them to
MCU
Peter and
thing.
MJ them.
Right. Well, if they have a hard time, that's fine. But I don't want them to shoehorn another character in because maybe she's not as popular or whatever.
Yeah, that would be horrible.
Yeah.
Hopefully they don't Gwen Stacy her.
Oh no. She's already the Vulture's granddaughter. It's already hard enough.
Like all of a sudden she can't fly.
Look, every Spider character needs a sort of villainous girl that they're attracted to.
You know,
Just
that
all women
is
in a relationship are crazy.
That is a point. That is a point. And I don't think Miles has that yet.
No, well, Rabble, but she's not really a love interest. But
Yeah, she's just there.
Yeah. And I haven't read, I think it's like 17 or 18 where they wrap everything up with the Rabble. I hadn't gotten that far yet. But yeah, she's kind of a headache, and hopefully she sticks around. Hopefully they can write her pretty well and she can stick around.
Cody
You think
said
they'd
she's
give her
gonna
her
be
own miniseries like they've been doing with Silk and stuff?
Yeah, they could.
Where that star character that kind of appeared and disappeared quickly.
Yeah, I like her too. She just turned up in something else that I
Yeah.
was reading.
Who's that star from the Ms. Marvel or Captain Marvel book?
Yeah.
Okay. What is her now? I'm about to veer away from questions. What's her background?
She was a reporter, and in the first the Kelly Thompson series, which was an amazing 50-issue run. But in the first 5 issues, they get taken to this different reality with the Nuclear Man and stuff.
Yeah.
And she resents like being put in that position, being torn away, being in danger. Then she comes into power. Then she gets in possession of the Reality Stone, but she's not all there mentally. So she views herself as something different than how she acts. Like she will have a mental break in the middle of saying that she's a good person, and then wake out like a whole town. So she's got issues.
Yeah. Remember that girl you dated back in high school that stabbed you, but you just loved her? Yeah. Star.
That girl, I remember her.
Yeah, because she was just, I think she was, I can't remember. I just read her like literally last week in a book. And,
Yep.
oh, it was in Spider-Woman. It was in Spider-Woman, and she was having her mental issues with that. Telling Spider-Woman she's not a villain while taking out a whole train of people, like derailing a train that Spider-Woman had to save.
It's okay.
It's like Star, read the room. Star, read the room. Or
Right.
read the train car.
But no, I thought I've liked the Silk miniseries quite a lot. I know a lot of people have issues with them. I thought the last one was really good too. I've liked all 3 of the 5-issue Silk miniseries where other people haven't. But I didn't know like a 5-issue miniseries is something that's great for a character like that. It gives them a spotlight and it gives them a story arc and just helps develop the character. I mean, they could do that and make her a bigger presence in the MCU and for Miles as well.
You hear that, Marvel? Gary needs a job. He's got some ideas for you.
I think a lot of miniseries, in my opinion, are pretty good ideas. That way you don't feel forced to just write a character because they have to be there.
Right.
You take your time when a writer has a story, when a creator has a story, that's when you create it. Instead of being one of those characters that has to have a book every month for like 50 years straight.
Well, and I've liked that they've done that with Silk. Just these 5-issue miniseries. It's great. I'm in, I'm out. I can, I get a good break until the next one. All right, number 2, sir.
All right, number 2 is a character I am trying to get into from Valiant. We have got Shadow Man issue number 19.
Holy cow.
Ooh, okay.
But I brought Shadow Man along because it is featuring Aerosmith.
Eat the rich.
Wow. I did not know that existed.
I didn't either. Action. So I was strolling up and down Pop's Attic on Instagram.
Great seller.
Yes. Legion's dad. And he had some Shadow Man books, and so I started claiming Shadow Man books. I've been wanting to get into Shadow Man ever since his latest run. I'm like, well, I don't think it costs much to get into this character. And so I claimed a few books, and next thing you know, I think he sent me like twice as many books as I claimed or as I paid for. So so that was great on his part. I really appreciate that. But I've been wanting to try and get into Shadow Man, who is like this musician from New Orleans by day, and then by night he is protecting us from the dead side and whatever other ghouls and goblins that go bump in the night and everything. And so we're gonna get into that pretty soon. But I don't even remember if I claimed this book with Aerosmith. It just showed up.
That's cool though.
That's cool.
I like that.
Yeah, I cannot complain at all.
It's like a Scooby-Doo mystery, only cooler.
And if you have any Valiant questions whatsoever, man, your man to talk to is Southern Comic Geek.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He is
That
a big
dude can help you
fan.
out with anything Valiant. He's got it covered. He's got all the knowledge when it comes to Valiant.
Yeah.
I think I may see him at Heroes in a couple of weeks. I think.
You coming to Hero?
Yes, I am. And unless life kicks me between the legs, I will be there. At least Saturday. I'm thinking of Saturday and Sunday, but at least Saturday, I know I'll be there.
I got to see some live views of that show.
My wife is from not my wife. My wife's family is in Greensboro, and so we'll probably take a trip up there, and then I'll veer off from Greensboro to Charlotte sometime that weekend.
That's a short drop. Yeah, that's easy.
Yeah.
All right, number 3, TJ. Don't you listen to Taylor?
I actually had a book of his, and I don't know if it made the 10 book cut, but since we were talking about books with rock bands in it, I want to say Howard the Duck is number 12.
Now you got Milt now.
Is it the cameo or full of Kiss?
It's the first appearance of Kiss in a comic book.
Gotcha.
That's one I still need to get for myself.
Yeah, a lot of my collecting, besides my core characters, a lot of my actual collecting is nostalgia and kind of things I either grew up with or liked, and who doesn't like the Howard the Duck movie? And when I found out Howard had comic books, I just started picking them up here and there, and this one kind of came along actually early in my collecting of Howard.
Once you go duck.
You know what's funny is like that movie gets so much hate, but I don't talk to anybody that doesn't like it.
Yeah,
like I love it.
Well, you know, a lot of movies, especially 80s and 90s, weren't great movies, but we all enjoyed them.
And I think that one was a little risque back then because I think the problem came with that is people weren't expecting some of the adult themes in it.
Yeah.
They saw a guy in a duck costume and they were probably bringing the kids there. Yeah. And as soon as those duck boobs hit the thing, they're like, "Oh, out of the theater!"
We might have miscalculated here.
Right.
That and what's his female
Leah Thompson.
star's name? Yes. So that and him getting this close to getting some duck on human action. that the parents may not have expected that.
Well, I mean, she definitely raised his feathers.
All right. And speaking of nostalgia and reasons I collect, are we ready to move to book 4?
We are. It's your show, buddy.
All right. So we are taking Darkwing Duck.
Oh, yeah.
Into the Purple Rain.
That's cool.
I'm seeing a theme here.
Yes. Well, I think I may veer off the thing soon enough, but a couple of my nostalgia things are going to come back around. But I am a Darkwing Duck fan, and I've been collecting Purple Rain covers when I can get them at reasonable prices. I'm still trying to get the Batgirl for like less than maybe around or less than 40-ish. But I feel like I'm a person who waits a lot of these high priced books out, and I believe that 90% of them come down in time, and Batgirl just wants to stay in that 10% that's not going to come down.
You got to get the Bitter Root one too.
I do have. I won't say the Bitter Root one. Maybe in arm's reach, but I don't want to.
You know what's crazy, TJ? Is I remember. So I was a Prince fan since Controversy.
Okay.
So I grew up listening to Prince completely. He's always been one of my favorite artists. But what recently depressed me is the release of that song just hit 40 years ago. Yeah. That song was released in 1984. Yeah. But I was like, but I was listening to it as a teenager.
Teenager no more.
I am on the opposite end of the spectrum, and I am more of a Michael fan. And my favorite album is Off the Wall. And Off the Wall came out on my birthday. So anytime I hear how old Off the Wall is, I hear how old I am.
You're reminded.
It's not the age.
And I'm getting reminded of it more and more when they're doing all these anniversary celebrations and things like this movie's 40 years old. I'm like, stop already. I know.
Transformers just did that. They had their 40-year anniversary, and they showed the first 4 episodes of the show in certain theaters or whatever. And I'm like, it's been 40 years already.
Mm-hmm.
I know they had it at the movie theater here, but I was in Denver, and I was like, I wanted to take my brand new grandson to it and dare people to complain that a baby's in there.
Well, so the funny thing is that like the older Transformers fans fell into 2 different categories. Half of them knew that it was the first 4 episodes of the show, and they went and they enjoyed it. The other half wasn't paying attention, and they could have sworn they were going to see the movie.
Yeah.
And got mad when it wasn't the movie.
Yeah, they didn't get their touch song.
Don't worry, because in 2 years that would make the movie 40 years old, and I will definitely be in somebody's movie theater for the 40th of the movie, so I can be traumatized all over again.
Yeah.
I went and took my kid 2 years ago for the 40th anniversary showing John Carpenter's The Thing in the theater.
Okay.
That would be fun.
And I was 12 when it came out, so I didn't get to see it. I didn't see it in the theater. I didn't know about it then, you know?
Right.
And I'm like, oh, we're seeing this. We're going. All right, number 5, sir.
All right, book number 5. Actually, since Taylor piped in, Taylor actually was the catalyst for me finding book number 5. He mentioned a couple of weeks ago, maybe a month ago. I don't know. Who knows what time is? But he mentioned in one of Comic Vet's live streams about birthday books, and I had never looked up to see what my birthday book was, and so I ventured out to see what it was, and I came up with Power Man and Iron Fist issue number 54.
Nice.
I believe this is the first Heroes for Hire. I believe.
I don't know. It says it on the bottom.
Yeah.
Yep. There we go.
You gotta love older books. They tell you exactly. First appearance. Enter the.
That was a book I loved read. Like that was one of the books I always came across as a kid and loved reading it. I always came across Conan, obviously, Spider-Man, Brave and the Bold, and Power Man and Iron Fist.
I'm back collecting Power Man and Iron Fist and Luke Cage books because of course I only got started a few years ago, and so we're kind of as they come, as dollar being $2 fines or whatever. I grab what I can grab, and this one I grabbed it before I knew what it was. Then I found out later that it was the first Heroes for Hire, and then as I said, I found out via Taylor that it was also my birthday book.
Nice. And you're lucky if you're finding those in $2 bins. That series has really gone up in price in the last 2 years.
I did not know that.
You're paying $8 to $10 for any copy of that right now.
Oh. I better count.
At least where I'm at, I can't. They're all $8 to $10.
Worth millions.
Deal on it is a $5 Power Man and Iron Fist, and that one's in ratty ass shape.
$1 million.
I think it's because it's like hard to find them because it was one of those things. I don't think it was like the biggest print run on all of those.
No, because I've heard. I'm pretty sure it's not. I'm pretty sure it's kind of common knowledge if I've heard it, but I've heard that the book came along because Luke and Iron Fist were kind of not selling well, and so they combined the two just to kind of keep the two characters afloat.
Yeah.
So I'd be surprised if together they sold a whole bunch.
Well, it went for like 141 issues or something, Joe.
Yeah.
It went for a while. It was popular.
When they teamed up together, that's when they really took off in the popularity. Because it was right around the same time. Well, no, actually, that's not true. But it was the same concept as Green Arrow and Green Lantern.
Right, and then you bring in the ladies. You bring in Colleen Wing and Misty Knight.
Yeah.
All right, number 6, sir.
All right, number 6. Speaking of books that I waited around and let them drop a little bit, I don't think this one dropped, but I did wait around and I got lucky to grab me a really, really nice priced Transformers issue number 79.
Oh, yeah, the penultimate.
Yes, I do not have an 80. 80 is going to be another one of those books that I'll probably wait around for a couple of more years to find the exact right price. Maybe at a show I can talk somebody out of it or something like that. But
Heroes Con.
Hey, I think the last one with the Heroes Con, I picked up maybe 5 Transformers issues.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think any of them were very late in the series. But I'll definitely be digging through bins for Transformers.
In great shape too.
Yeah, it is.
That's one I need too.
I ran into a guy on Facebook who, according to him, he just bought a really cheap collection of the whole run of Transformers.
Wow!
And he took out the ones that he needed personally, and then the rest of them he sold for really, really good price.
Wow!
So I grabbed this. I think one more in the 70s. 2 in the 60s and 1 in the 50s, and I think altogether it was like $25.
Nice.
Right. How close are you to being finished with the run?
Maybe 3/4. I think last I checked CLZ, I got about 60 issues, and I have 2 more coming in the mail in the next couple of days. So yeah, so I'm a little over 60.
You're getting
there. Maybe. Most of them,
just go ahead and take care of that this next weekend and just get that.
just knock that out and you're good.
Why are you playing?
We'll see we'll see what happens. Like I said, I'll definitely be on the hunt. I know one seller. I know one seller already. Who I've seen in a couple of shows. I know he likes Transformers, and he keeps Transformers in his stock. So I know at least one seller I'm going to visit. But I will be on the hunt. That if you see me digging, there's a 50% chance of digging for Transformers.
Right.
Got to get that 80, huh? Those last issues are always a problem. Like the hardest one for me to get in that Conan run I put together was 275.
My two LCSs both have 80. I've got my one close LCS. They have number 80 in a slab.
Right. And they're not usually great issues either, but you end up having to pay more because they're so low print run.
Yeah, right. It's not that unreasonable for the price. I think it's a 9.0 and it's like under 200.
Okay.
All right, number 7, sir.
All right, number 7 is out of left field, but we have Harriet Tubman Demon Slayer issue number 6.
What in the hell is that series? Oh my god, I can't believe you brought that up. That is a great series.
I've never seen that one.
And this is the B cover, and I needed the B cover because, and I don't know if this is still in the plans, but at a certain point in our recent history, there was a plan to put Harriet Tubman on the $20 bill. And so when I saw this cover, I'm like, I have to have it just in case those plans fall through. I'll have a Harriet Tubman on the 20. I don't know about the rest of America, but I have mine.
Well, the first appearance of her on a 20, right?
Right. I have the first appearance of Harriet on the 20. But Harriet Tubman Demon Slayer is what it sounds like. She's doing the slavery, the freeing slavery thing, Underground Railroad, but there's also vampires and other ghouls and goblins mixed into this whole thing.
Yeah.
Right.
I would love to see Harriet Tubman Demon Slayer and Abraham Lincoln Vampire
Hunter. Yeah.
in a crossover event.
I would
ever
love
since
it.
Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies, we've been getting these historic figures mixed up with the paranormal.
I would love it. There's an organized crime person that also has
Al Capone.
Al Capone? Al Capone has a vampires book,
but
right?
that was with American mythology comics.
Yeah, American
mythology. So America's history is getting horrific.
Well, right, because like I said, it was funny. Like they did Pride and Prejudice and Zombies based on fiction, but then everyone's like, "Well, it was good with fiction. Let's put it on history figures."
Like crap.
I mean, which in itself isn't a bad idea. It's fun, but
right. But yeah, so that's book number 7, Harriet Tubman Demon Slayer, with Harriet on the $20 bill.
I didn't.
6 issues out.
Yeah, I think
issue it was TJ.
It's issue number 6. Issue number 7, according to the writer David Troughton, is coming sometime in the fall. I think October or November.
Nice.
Yeah.
And that book was pretty prominent. I mean, there was tons of covers for that series. Like every time they came in, like we were getting tons of covers every new release of it.
There was. In fact, issue number 1. I let one cover slip out of my hands, but the one cover I got for issue number 1 is an homage to Captain America 1.
Right.
Yeah. There were a couple of other good covers, but I told myself nobody wants this Harriet Tubman Demon Slayer. I'll come back and get it next week, and then next week came and I'm empty-handed. Yes, that's it.
And it's a great series too. You see a lot of historical figures in there and stuff. It's actually pretty cool.
Right.
All right, nice. All right, number 8, sir.
Stupid.
All right.
Fools.
Number 8, I've been beating around the bush and I finally got a copy. It's not an expensive book, but I'm a very frugal person. But I have me a Black Lightning issue number 1.
Nice. There's a classic.
Yes.
Right, because you can still get that book for like $20.
Right. $20, $30 or whatever. And I should have pulled the trigger a long time ago. It's not that big of a deal. I just waited around and waited and waited, and I think I got this for like 10 or 15. So wasn't that big of a discount. But like I said, I'm super frugal.
Bronze Age goodness.
And again, a great cover.
Hey, White Tiger. Oh,
now, are you going to get the other 4 issues?
There are 11 issues in this run. I'm pretty sure I have either like 5 or 6 of them.
Yep. 1977, 78.
Yeah. And then the second run of Black Lightning, I think, has 12 or 14 issues, and I have most of those, I think.
13 issues in the second series. 95, 96.
Right in the middle. I'm hoping they give him more to do. I know he was in the last I saw him was in Batman and the Outsiders by Brian Edward Hill. Yeah. That's the last time I think I've seen him do anything major in DC. I'm hoping they give him something to do. Him and Duke Thomas, but that's between me and Rob Fatstacks.
Second series is cheap too. They're all $2, so you can get them. There's nothing. Yeah, even the first series are pretty cheap.
Throw that on the pile this weekend with the Transformers that you need.
There you go. Knock out 2.
Get it done.
Yeah.
Now, did you watch the TV show too, TJ?
I did. I enjoyed the first season more because what I liked about the show was that it was more of a show about a black family that just happened to have a superhero in the family than it is a superhero show that has a black family in it. I like the family dynamic and kind of what they have to go through. And also I like Tobias Whale, even though he was mildly racist. if you watch Black Lightning, and Tobias Whale is also a black guy, but he's albino. But he says some borderline things that if he was not a black albino guy, they would not have put it on TV. he said some things about the Pierce family. But he was a good villain. I would like to see I forget the actor's name, but he was also a rapper, and he voiced Tombstone in the Into the Spider-Verse movie. But I would like to see him around some more. I haven't seen him in anything else besides those 2 things. But he was not a nice man.
It's kind of an important quality to have in a villain, right?
Yes, very, very important quality. And he had a harpoon. And the fact that Tobias Whale had a harpoon and used it a couple of times was also very special.
That's a brutal weapon.
With a harpoon.
Like what a crazy weapon for a villain to have, a harpoon. It's so random.
He had it in his office, and a couple of times he took it off the wall and just let somebody have
it. Straight Moby Dick somebody.
Yeah.
All right, number 9, sir.
All right. Issue number 9 is a 1 in 25 of the new Transformers issue number 5.
Oh, nice. Right on.
And the reason why this made the cut is because Cliff Jumper in this series is becoming one of my favorite characters. Well, in a lot of other iterations of Transformers, Cliff Jumper bites the bullet pretty early on. Yeah. But here they made Cliff Jumper this character who's been, of course, all of the Transformers have been in war and seen a lot of their friends die or whatever. But he's starting to shy away from the violence because he's been through that much. And then it actually he was friends with Carly. They can probably still be friends, but she, spoiler alert for Transformers, she loses her father to I think Starscream killed her father. Yeah. Starscream kills her father. And so when Cliff Jumper kind of doesn't want to kill Starscream because he's tired of killing, it kind of draws a rift between those 2 characters.
He's pissed. That's right.
Yeah. And but I've never actually thought a whole lot about Cliff Jumper until this series, and so he is climbing up my favorites rank.
That's cool.
Right, that's the importance of writing, right? You could take a character that's never been prominent, and you get them in the right writer's hands, and all of a sudden they're a star.
Yeah.
Also, his counterpart didn't get much of a chance to shine. So
There's Bobby. They could be more than friends.
I don't know. I don't know about that.
There's more to them than meets the eye. Then huh?
That happened in the original series. I talked about it on my channel.
Wait a minute.
There was an issue with it that kind of happened.
Saves her a lot of money in buying toys.
Yeah.
What in the world is this? Wait. Which issue?
Yeah. There's a period of time
now I'm morbidly curious. I'm only 25 issues into reading the Marvel Transformers, but I'm morbidly curious now.
I would definitely look up a fiddle cuff first.
That is hilarious. But but I've come to enjoy Cliff Jumper more.
Goes right along with your night flashing activities.
Yeah, it goes along with the night flashing. but KNIGHT night. So I'm really running around the neighborhood in my armor, and that's it.
Well, we'll make Steve big a second so you can see it, TJ.
I read that issue. I didn't take a whole lot from that, but now I'm gonna read it again and see if I can find a little slant to it. I didn't take that from that issue.
Get a deep dive into it now, though, right?
Yeah, she got a deep dive into it. She's wearing a bikini and she's giving him a nice little bath and a wash.
Gets a little chrome work done, a little wax.
They're having some midnight walks and watching the moon, and he's learning about the human culture, and she's got no problem telling him about it.
A lot of polishing.
And we get this close, and then Ravage attacks.
Yep.
Ravage has ruined everything.
Yeah, he does. They were getting
All
right.
Number 10, TJ.
All right, number
TJ's fun because he's easy to embarrass.
All right, so yes, I'm blushing right now. So number 10 is, I think. So I want to leave on just modern books. So number 10.
Oh yeah.
Flash issue 135. I want to say that. Is this the first Kid Flash costume? I should have looked this up before I came on. I think it's the first.
Giving you the thumbs up, so it is.
Gotcha. Yeah. But yeah, and this is another set of books I try to pick up here and there. Is 12-cent flashes, just to pick them up because I'm a Flash fan.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, that 12-cent flash, is that Wally West flash or Barry Allen?
This is still Barry, and this is Wally.
Yeah, that's a classic.
Right. Yeah.
My flash knowledge is almost nil.
Shocking.
Yeah, it says on the Key Collector app, it says debut of Kid Flash's yellow costume.
Gotcha. All right. I thought that was it, but
Key
old
Collector
age, gray hair, less gray matter,
Right?
But yeah, so that is book number 10.
That's why you got to write stuff on the back, and then you remember, because I'm terrible, so I write stuff on the back of my backing boards.
You are a genius, sir. You are.
I just asked Google. I'm like, hey, Google Assistant, what is?
Yeah, see the back of my stuff. I got.
Those just set off my Google.
I know. I think I just did mine.
Alexa.
Good book. All right, let's get to your one with a personal story attached.
All right, personal story. I like this one. So, in January. Was it January or February? I think it was January. I made a day trip to New Orleans for Fan Expo New Orleans because there is a person there who I've always wanted to meet, whose story I listen to all the time, and I'm like, if I don't get him now, I may not ever get him because he's in his 80s, but he may as well be my third uncle. And so I have Transformers issue number 2, signed by, let's see, there's Michael Golden, who did the cover.
Yep.
There is Frank Welker.
Yep.
Wait, is that Frank Welker? That may be Frank Welker. And that is Peter Cullen's signature.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
That's
so
awesome.
the,
Two iconic voices there. Frank Welker's in almost every cartoon I watched growing up.
I
He's still
did not know that until I got to his table and I saw all of the products and all of the stuff that you could pick up to get signed. And I want to say he may have been Spike from Gremlins and
Oh, dude, he did multiple voices in most cartoons. Like in Scooby Doo, he did Scooby and
that's what I was looking for. Yeah, he was in Scooby Doo, and I'm pretty sure he was in a lot of everything. Kind of reminds me of Cree Summers from A Different World. I did not know until recently that she was a voice actor who's done who knows how many animated shows and characters. I did not know that.
Fern Gully.
Fern Gully, yeah.
Yeah.
I saw that in the theater too. That's probably 70 years old now.
That goes back to my kids' stuff, yeah. And they're in their 30s, so yeah, that's old.
Plus, Grey Delisle, another one that was doing them. Just so many great voice actors. But you don't realize it when you're growing up, right?
No.
You realized it in time to get their signatures on these books.
Yeah, I thought I was a genius when I figured out Starscream and Cobra Commander were the same voice guy before I even knew.
Yeah, me too.
Like, it's the same guy.
That's the same guy.
And then it turns out like five whole people voiced all of Transformers.
Exactly. Jeez.
That's the way it was in The Simpsons for a while too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, those are some beautiful signatures. Mine looks so plain up there on the wall without any of those signatures on it.
But yeah, so I went up there, and I was already running later than I thought I was gonna run. I guess I took off a little bit later. It took a little bit longer to get there than I wanted to. It took forever for me to find somewhere to park. But when I got in a little bit after 12, so they were coming from lunch. And I still stood in line for 3 hours to get Peter Cullen's signature.
Jesus.
And
Worth it.
Yeah. Like I said, it may have been my only shot unless I take a longer trip. So I'm like, if I'm here, if he's still here, then I'm gonna get the signature. I just have to suck it up. And so after that, they both left to do like the in-person photos and the exclusive package stuff, and I went back to get Michael Golden's signature. Once I got his signature, Frank Welker and Peter Cullen came back, and of course Peter Cullen's line was still like 2 or 3 hours long, and I managed to get Frank Welker in maybe like 30 minutes. So all in all, I may have taken like 4 hours to get these signatures, and that's really what I made that whole day trip to New Orleans for. It's just if I do anything else, if I buy anything else, that's cool. But I really want to meet Peter Cullen and at least talk about Larry for like his brother Larry for like 15 seconds or whatever. I wore a Marine Corps shirt. It did what I wanted it to do because his brother Larry was a Marine, and his brother Larry is the one that told him, he kind of ran the idea of being Optimus Prime through, and they kind of talked about it and whatever. And so I knew I thought if I wore a Marine Corps shirt, he noticed, and we talked about Larry for like 30 seconds. But again, his line is like 4 hours long, and so I don't want to hold everybody up or else me and Peter would go to lunch. You know what I'm saying?
Wait a second. You woke up one day, drove from where to go where?
I woke up early in the morning and drove from Montgomery, Alabama, to New Orleans. So I think like a 4 hour trip.
You want, man? You can take as long as you want.
PJ, you got to learn how to clear a line, man. You walk in there with like a bowling ball bag and throw it like there's a bomb in it. Everybody runs, and then you got to clear a line all the way up to them.
Speaking of which,
the creators.
speaking of Southern Comic Geek and who that, both of them were there earlier and had already gotten their signatures by the time I got in the line. So now I'm just seeing them walk back and forth, all jealous because they've already gotten the Peter Cullen, and the way my line is looking, I may have to come back tomorrow, which was not in the plan.
Yeah.
But we would have made it in the plans.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Did you get any pictures with them?
I did not, but the next time I go to a con or an event with him there, I'm gonna go ahead and splurge for the package with the picture and handshake and whatever. And then if I get a signature, then that'll be cool. But I'd really like to have the picture.
Just do the classic YouTuber.
Yeah, you just do one of them there. You just grab the old phone and you just go, can I take a picture? And you already done it, right?
Yeah.
I feel like he may have a hidden entourage that'll like come out of the back and tackle me,
tackle you,
and take my phone.
delete.
But yeah, that's my book with the story and how it took me all day to get a signature from Peter Cullen, because that guy's popular.
That's awesome.
Right?
That
And
worth
you
it.
have it now, and you get to look at it whenever you want.
I know. I'm jealous.
Like that is, I don't know how often he does it, but like the signatures are already like $80 a pop, and I got 2 of them from him and one from Frank Welker, because I got my number 1 signed also, but the number 2 is the one I got the triple signatures from.
$80, goddamn guaranteed. I'm getting a damn picture.
Yeah, $80. I'm snapping a selfie.
Damn Skippy.
I tried to get one of the sneaky ones over the top or whatever, and it didn't come out right. And if I tried it again, somebody's gonna steal my spot in line.
You gotta have a spotter with you. You need a second guy.
It was a fun ordeal though. It was fun. I won't complain. We got the objective done, and
Target accomplished.
Mission accomplished. So I won't complain about anything.
Nice. Well, great job getting those signatures and having the. I mean, Michael Golden's great, but having Peter Cullen and
Frank Welker
on the same comic together is amazing.
Yeah, that's cool.
Hey, Bobby. And all right, so I guess that brings us to your spec pick.
My spec pick. I have the longest of long range spec picks.
Long range, like super duper long range.
In 100 years,
you know what? I don't know if time is an issue. I'm pretty sure
this is gonna get rich.
I'm pretty sure the movie is gonna come out in the next 3 or 4 years. I don't know if I'll get this character, because this character is both a character in the movie whenever it appears, but he's also a real person. And I would not, as an actor, want to try and nail this character down, because I don't know if anybody wants to do that. But G.I. Joe number 48.
Sergeant Slaughter, baby.
I would love for Sergeant Slaughter to pop, and I don't know if that would do that much for this book, money price wise, but I would love to see Sergeant Slaughter pop up in the movie. But the brave soul, because it won't be actual Sergeant. I don't think it'll be Sergeant Slaughter.
He's not looking good.
They'll have to CGI the crap out of him.
But the brave soul who says, "I am brave enough to take on Sergeant Slaughter and face whatever kind of criticism may come from it." I admire that person if they actually do it, because Sergeant Slaughter, like, just his voice is probably almost impossible to imitate.
Yeah.
And to get right. And as soon as you try to do that grovelly, that's in order. Like, people are gonna immediately, what does he sound like? Why is he trying to do this? Blah blah blah. Where's the original Sergeant Slaughter? Like, he's not 70 something.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, but I would love whenever because we're gonna get the G.I. Joe Transformers crossover sometime sooner rather than later.
Absolutely.
When we do, hopefully they do G.I. Joe properly, unlike the last couple of times they tried it. And I would love to see somebody take on Sergeant Slaughter. Will they do it well? I don't know. Can you do it well? I don't know, but I would love to see somebody
Give it to Larry Hama, man, and he'll sort it out.
I mean, you got a lot of capable actors out there. You just,
it's. I think it's the boys, and if you don't have that kind of thick face and chin, people are not gonna like it. And blah blah blah. I don't know. I think it'll take a heck of an actor to take it on, but I would love to see it if somebody actually did it.
Guy who plays Reacher.
I think he could. I think he could bring that kind of presence.
I don't know about the face though, but
yeah, if we could work past some of the really Sergeant Slaughter specific things, I think he could do a good job.
I don't know. Now I'm thinking who could at least try to pull it off, and I keep going to it has to be a wrestler, right? Like, it has to be a wrestler. You want that Marine Corps drill sergeant look, right? You got to go with a wrestler on that. That's crazy.
Well, then what wrestlers are? See, we need DVH because he knows all of them.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of one that could pull it off.
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to solve this problem tonight.
But is it something y'all can put in the comments down below? Who do you think should play G.I. or Sergeant Slaughter in the G.I. Joe Transformer crossover?
Oh, he was in the '87 film. I was just looking it up.
Yeah, I think that's when he first appeared. I don't think he was in the original cartoon. I think he came as part of that movie, and then just kind of stuck around for the rest of Transformers history. But I think that movie is the first time you see him.
Oh, okay.
That movie that changed its ending because Transformers the movie changed the world.
Yeah,
because
earlier that year, you can't kill Duke.
No,
Momoa would not have to be Momoa in the role though. He would just.
Momoa would have to be another G.I. Joe character. I don't think he.
With a fake mustache.
Yeah.
I think he would play a good Zartan, actually.
John Cena, Zartan, or Jason Momoa as Zartan.
Jason Momoa as Zartan.
Yeah, you know what? Because he's a chameleon character, right? So
yeah, I think that would work.
You hear that, Disney? We're sorting your stuff out here.
Good things are happening.
We need some of that Disney money fired this way, okay?
I'm a lot cheaper than those illiterate bastards you've been hiring.
Yeah, right. We're going to come up with better stories.
And not one Moon Knight book from you tonight, TJ.
There was no Moon Knight?
Hey, go grab one quick.
What?
Brother.
There you go.
Greg Capullo on the better version. Greg Capullo on the better version than Batman. Better version of Batman.
Yep. I like that cover. That is nice.
Yeah. He came over. I tell myself he came over specifically to draw Moon Knight covers, and then he's doing some other work on the side like Wolverine. Nobody.
Wolverine run just ended. So.
He is doing a 4 or 5 issue mini with Hickman coming up this summer.
I think it's what, Wolverine and Deadpool, right?
No. That's a Wolverine and Deadpool book already going. There is a Wolverine book. I think it's a mini that's going to be written by Hickman and drawn by Capullo. I want to say either in July or August.
There's also Helverine just will come out.
Oh yeah,
and Helverine just came out, and
don't forget there's a Dazzler mini coming out.
woo wee.
There's a Dazzler mini.
T Swift.
Sounds fabulous.
So you know what? That to our resident Dazzler expert and super fan, Swifty or no Swifty?
I'm not a Swifty. I think no, that's not me hating on her because obviously whatever she does 100%, and she puts all her effort into it. So could she be a good Dazzler? Yeah, but I would like to see someone else in the role of Dazzler.
Okay.
Like I think Dua Lipa would be a good Dazzler.
Well, I mean, how hard is it to find a skinny white woman that's blonde that can sing?
But Dazzler's not just skinny; she's fit.
Just go to California, isn't there like a million of them?
There's a
out there?
difference between skinny and fit.
Are we talking fit like Shakira, or are we talking?
I'm gone now. You brought.
All
up
right, the
Shakira.
show's going to go out of control.
I'm in a whole
very
other
shortly.
atmosphere.
Wait. Isn't Dazzler the character? I don't know where I heard this from. Wasn't Dazzler originally supposed to be based off Grace Jones, or is that another character?
I think that might be. I don't know. I've never heard that. That's interesting.
There's a female character that was supposed to be based off of Grace Jones. This is hearsay, so I might be totally off. I might be listening to the wrong tea leaves. But I thought there was a female character who was going to be based off Grace Jones, but they kind of changed the characters.
I forgot I got the Marvel Age that has that article in it over here, but I want to say maybe I know they changed Dazzler at the last minute and made her blonde and everything in disco.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and then because and she was also supposed to that comic was supposed to be released with an album as well. It was supposed to be like this cross promotional thing between the record company and Marvel.
And whose end fell through?
Oh, the record company abandoned it, and Marvel ended up with the rights and doing the books.
I could see a record company like, yeah, do we really want to get tied up to comic books back? Is this really just the direction we want to go in? Little did they know.
I know Grace Jones, man. She was into the acting for a minute too, from Vamp to I mean, she had her break in Conan the Destroyer. Then she was the Bond girl with the Bond song, and like she did some good stuff, some fun.
I always liked the way she
and Bond. Oh yeah,
it was like, yeah, what's up, girl?
Like back in the day when she was younger, she could have been a good Storm too.
Oh frig yeah, she would have made a great
Storm. Because she carries that regalness about her.
Screen. She could probably still do it. Marvel Zombies.
But great show, TJ. Great books, man. A lot of fun stuff, buddy.
I appreciate you having me on. I'm going to tell you a secret. Yesterday was Memorial Day. And so today, of course, I woke up thinking today was Monday. and I was going to come home after work and find my books for tomorrow. And around like 10 o'clock, I'm like, wait a minute, is today Tuesday? Don't I have something to do?
You got my message asking you for a picture, right?
I think that may have been it. I may have looked at it like, wait, is today Tuesday? Was yesterday Sunday or Monday? And so I snuck home at lunchtime and found most of my books. But my intentions were to come home tonight and find my books for the show tomorrow.
So now we know why you didn't have any Moon Knight. You were Russian.
I'm American. But I have that one, and give me. Let's see if I can. Nope, wrong drawer. Let's see if I can reach in here without destroying anything.
No, we can get a good look at that nice Transformers behind you with that beautiful yellow label on it.
Everything's
That is Mr. Shooter.
Nice.
Damn.
All right, let's see. I don't know if Taylor's still here, but Taylor,
Oh,
this this was another one of my runner-ups. Taylor Winder made sure I had this nice copy of Moon Knight, Tyler Kirkham, Battle Damage, I think it's called. I don't know.
It looks like the Invincible cover, doesn't it?
Yes, yeah.
Homage.
Yeah, once the Invincibles became popular, every character in every comic has been battle damaged since then.
Yeah.
But I'm not complaining.
Nope. That's a freaking cool cover.
So I appreciate Mr. Winder for sharing that with me.
Taylor's a good dude.
He is. Don't let him tell you otherwise.
Don't let him buy you a drink or recommend a drink to you.
Wait a minute. I am almost sure there's a story behind that. I am not sure whether or not he wants that story told.
Okay, well, let's go around and see what everybody's got coming up. Steve, what's coming up for you, sir?
I'm going to do the Voices Choices tomorrow, and then Friday I think I'm going to try to build this thing. My Lego G.I. Joe Snake Eyes little Jeep thing. So I might do that and just put it up there. Just why not, right? Freak out some people by opening a box that's sealed up and ripping into Lego that's still sealed up for those purists there. No, don't do it. And I'll take the knife to it and stab into it and build the ship or the little truck or whatever.
Joe, what's coming up for you, buddy?
Comic book review tomorrow. It's a relatively light week for me, but we're going to talk about it. And then end of the month, I got Evil Layer Project. We're going to make something that's going to make me blush.
Yes, you are.
Nice.
Wow.
I can't wait to see what the title's going to be.
Yeah, I'm still figuring that one out.
But I think, I hold the record for the first comic book community guy that made you blush, right?
Oh, yeah, you did do that. It's amazing. I'll remember everything inside of a comic book, but that stuff slips my mind. I need to be reminded.
Coming up in 2 nights' time for me, we have Brian LCS coming on to talk about his Kickstarter on In the Hot Seat, The Doctor. So we got that in 2 nights' time. And then the first week of June, we have Robert and James from the Low Grades coming on. And they're doing a joint 10-1-1. And then we have W Vogs on Thursday, on the 6th, doing a 10-1-1 for his first time on the channel. So we got quite a bit coming up. And next month we also have Joe from Anachronic Comics coming on to do his birthday month 10-1-1 books.
Nice.
And we're gonna set a date here with Pocan, where he's going to come on and do a military 10-1-1 military books. And we just scheduled Steve for another appearance as well. So we got a lot of good stuff coming up in June. And TJ, if you wanna co-host for Pocan's show, let me know and I'll send you the link.
Okay, we'll do that.
You need to come on mine. I need
fair play. You can get
yeah.
Because now that you mention it, that's one thing I don't have. I didn't have, and I don't have at my immediate disposal is any of my Marine Corps books, my Fighting Marine books or whatever. I didn't even think of that. Maybe if I would gather around books tonight for tomorrow, I would have remembered.
That's okay. We can always have you back on for your own military 10-1-1.
Yeah. You got Veterans Day coming up.
It's not a one-off thing.
Yeah,
anyone can come on and do it.
That is true.
That's going to set the standard, and then you have to live up to it.
I'm setting that bar, baby.
The gauntlet is thrown.
Right.
Hey, I think we should call out Las Cruces. I think Las Cruces needs to come on the 10-1-1. You see his books on IG, man?
He's got good stuff.
Come on.
And I want to remind everybody, this show is ending. But after this show, you have FOC and Chill with Circumstances. So go check out. I'll be on my way to work, but I'm going to stop by and leave a like. And make sure you guys are just going to watch it if you're not working. And go support Marcus and watch his show. And they may come FOC. They most likely won't, but it'll be a fun time.
Go ask for the FOC. Don't let them spread the anti-FOC propaganda.
Right.
We need the FOC.
Yeah.
There you go. All right. Oh, and what was that comment? You have Semper Fi?
Oh, that's a good series too.
I have.
That's only six issues.
I think it's between 8 and 10. I think I have.
10. Okay.
I have like 4 or 5 of the issues. Yeah. I have some of them. I don't have all of them. I have some of them.
I
That
think
was a kind of a neat one. It was like a
the
history.
one. Yeah.
That was some history of the Marine Corps in those books, right?
Yeah.
All right, and guys, as we like to end this thing, keep it casual.
See ya.
Or what Joe just did.